Imagine a group of employees from a pharmaceutical company embarking on a team-building mountain climb, envisioning a bonding experience. Their expectations are brutally shattered when a mysterious, masked figure wielding a machete begins to hunt them down. Isolated and facing an inexplicable terror, their corporate camaraderie quickly dissolves into a desperate fight for survival against the elements, each other, and a relentless, unknown predator. This is Monkey Peak. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, students. My name is Kiroro, and I will be your biology teacher for this dissection. Now you'll need your scalpel and forceps, but you also might want to have some snacks and water, as this dissection will be taking quite a while. Before we can dissect this manga, let's first climb into the mind of the creator. Monkey Peak was written by Koji Shiniasaka and illustrated by Akihiro Kumeta. As this is a unique setting in which we have two separate brains to dissect, we'll start with Koji. Koji Shiniasaka, born in Tokyo on January 1970, is a Japanese manga writer best known as the creator of the survival horror series Monkey Peak. His career began after a publisher recognized his talent through a self-published work from his high school days. While Monkey Peak has garnered significant attention for its gripping narrative, Shiniasaka is also celebrated for his long-running and popular mahjong manga series Touhou, which has spawned multiple sequels and an upcoming anime adaptation. Other notable works in his bibliography include How Densetsu Lion and How Kessen Lion, solidifying his reputation as a versatile storyteller in the manga world. Akihiro Kumeta is a manga illustrator hailing from Makinohara, Shizuoka, Japan. He is recognized for his collaborative work with writer Koji Shiniasaka, most notably as the artist behind Monkey Peak. Kumeta's artwork has been instrumental in bringing the terror and suspense of Shiniasaka's narrative to life. He also served as the illustrator to Monkey Peak's sequel, Monkey Peak: The Rock. Beyond this well-known collaboration, Kumeta continues to be active in the manga world, with a new project announced for September 2024, indicating his ongoing contribution to the medium. Now before we start this dissection, you'll notice if you've attended the previous classes that things are quite different. This is because we will be dissecting this in a much more narrative-focused way, as there is so much to unpack. Each segment will be broken down into 4 volumes across 3 videos to cover all 12 volumes, and we will be giving our overall grade at the end of the final video. Let me know what you guys think about this format and whether you prefer the shorter dissections or these long, in-depth ones. Also, this is your official spoiler warning, as we will be fully dissecting most of the plot and most of the subplots in Monkey Peak. Volume 1 of Monkey Peak opens with a seemingly ordinary team-building exercise. A group of 44 employees for a pharmaceutical company embarking on a climb up the ominous Monkey Peak. We're introduced to most of the main cast in our opening pages. We see Saotome, our main character who was new to the company. We also see Sato, Okajima, Minami, Hasegawa, and Miyata, one of our other main characters. After struggling to cross a section, they meet up with the rest of the team and the brand new president of the company. Everything seems to be going normal until Saotome wakes up in the middle of the night to see a shadowy figure. The figure walks into the light to reveal a hideous monstrosity wielding a machete. He stands in shock but snaps back after hearing screaming. He realizes why when he catches up to the team and finds a group of people brutally butchered. After the initial shock, the group realizes that 8 of the employees have been murdered. The remaining 36 employees huddle together for safety, waiting anxiously until morning. Saotome tells the group it must have been the monkey monster he saw before, but no one believes him. After the sun rises, the team decides to descend the mountain and splits up into groups. They follow the signs, but Saotome realizes that it's a trap and rushes to get to the people at the front. But it's too late, and rather than descending the mountain, they've unexpectedly taken the infamous perilous pass instead. Saotome rushes down, and during the commotion, a frustrated Sato explains that Saotome has previously killed someone, describing him as a problem child. The group ignore Saotome's shouting and proceed down the stairs, but now it's too late. Blood begins to splatter at the back of the group as they are now all stuck in a single file. Perfect pickings for the monkey to attack. Chaos ensues, causing everyone to rush down the stairs, which leads to multiple injuries and 10 deaths, bringing our group down from 36 to 26 already. The group realizes now that Saotome was right about both the trap and the monkey attack from last night. We're also now introduced to 2 more important characters, Anzai and Tono. Saotome pleads the group not to progress any further, but they're forced to, as the only way back is guarded by the monkey. During the commotion, Minami, who now has a broken arm from the fall, exposes Saotome's secret to everyone, holding a seed of doubt in their eyes towards him and his intentions. Hasegawa breaks the silence by suggesting they take the path to a nearby cabin, splitting the group into 2 parties. One filled with the 11 people who are injured that will stay put, and the non-injured 15 to go to the cabin. It's here that we are introduced to the remaining core group of characters, Himuro, Fujishiba, Izuka, and Hayashi. We find out here that due to rumors that were spread about the company, it led to the previous president resigning, and that the mountain climbing was the new president's idea. Saotome is reminiscing about his father until he realizes the monkey has now attacked the group of injured people. Him and Anzai rush to help them, but it's too late. It's here we see Anzai question how they were attacked, as the only path leading down was in complete view of the group, when suddenly they're attacked by the monkey. After a brief scuffle, the monkey escapes by jumping off the cliff, leaving the pair in shock. This attack has led to another 8 people dying already, bringing our total group down from 44 to 17 in less than 24 hours. Of the injured group, only 2 survive, Okajima and Minami. On their way back to the remaining group, Minami presses Saotome on the person he killed, where it's revealed that he actually killed 2 people. The combination of the climbing, heat, and under-preparation leaves the group running out of water, and also brings forth our first antagonist. Dehydration starts taking over, causing the group to become irrational and irritated. We see the formation of alliances between Izuka and Fujishiba, who we will call Fuji from now on. He reveals that he secretly had vitamin drinks this whole time. The group realizes they're climbing much slower due to being tired and dehydrated, so they decide to take camp halfway up the pass. With no one realizing, Tsuji is killed, prompting the group to attack the monkey. Unfortunately for them, the monkey has upgraded their arsenal and now has a bow and arrow. The group manages to avoid injury and push the monkey back, but now, with the panic dwindled, Miyata proposes a new issue. Was the monkey the one who really killed Tsuji? Volume 2 starts the morning after the attack. We see Miyata telling the group that Tsuji's death looked suspicious. The group then realizes it may have been one of them, which arises a completely new and devastating problem. Unfortunately, they don't have a chance to deal with this as time is extremely limited, and they decide to head out. Finally, the cabin is in sight. The group realizes there's only one way to the cabin, and the monkey with the bow would be able to pick them off easily. They devise a plan to get everyone safely across, but it requires 2 people to be left at the back, meaning that those last 2 are the ones in the most danger. Before they can decide on who has to go last, Izuka and Fuji, knowing how dehydrated everyone is, devise a plan to plant one of the empty sports drinks on Saotome. This leads to chaos, and Saotome, Miyata, and Sato end up being selected as the rear guard. Everything seems to be going well as no one is attacked on the way to the cabin, but Saotome reminds everyone to stay vigilant as they finally reach the cabin. The group finally has a moment of hope as Anzai says police will start looking for them, as they were meant to be home that evening, meaning all they have to do is survive one more night. And now, with the added shelter of the cabin, it should be much easier. As the group is about to reach the cabin, Tono has a revelation. With only one way, the monkey has the best opportunity to pick off people without them being able to run. Not only is the president shot, but we see the monkey has all the water and starts pouring it out. With everything that's happened, the group loses complete control, and in a fit of pure rage decide they must kill the monkey no matter what. Before they even get a chance to attack, the monkey seemingly disappears. The group check the cabin but don't see it anywhere until they pass the window where it pops up again, shooting and killing 2 more employees, Baba and Terauchi. Himuro is in shock seeing what's just happened, but he also sees something next to the 2 bodies, a knife. Saotome's group finally reaches the cabin, unaware of what's happened, and everyone realizes now that the monkey might have contaminated all the food and water in the cabin. Izuka and Fuji find some canned food, and Izuka comes up with the idea of using Saotome again, but this time as a test dummy. Though hesitant to help, Izuka forces Fuji to obey him. But before they can even enact their plan, Saotome willingly offers himself as a guinea pig. After a moment of silence, Saotome eats the canned peach and it seems to be safe. Just before the rest of the group starts to eat, the president wakes up, and as he knows he's dying, makes the team use him as a lab rat for the other cans. After a few seconds, the president starts choking and throwing up blood. The can is poisoned with potassium cyanide. Saotome tries to help, but the president, in agony, throws up one last smile before dying. Luckily for him, it turns out the peach cans were all okay, and it was the other cans that were poisoned. But he's completely distraught and blames himself for the president's death. It's here that we finally see how Saotome has killed 2 people, and that he actually blames himself entirely for the death of his father, his best friend, and now the president, going as far as to say that Boss is the 3rd one that he's killed. The group creates groups to take watch in the night so some of the group can get some sleep, and it's here that we see someone opening the window, almost as if they are trying to let the monkey in. Miyata catches the perpetrator in the act, and it's revealed to be Himuro. It's revealed that everything was set up as a trap to catch the one who killed Tsuji. Himuro, in a panic, pulls out the knife from before, but before he can get it out, he's caught by Anzai and Saotome, and he's brutally beaten. They tie Himuro up, and Anzai begins torturing him for information. The group watches in horror as he repeatedly stabs Himuro, and after everything that's happened up to now, we finally see Anzai start to crack. Saotome tries to stop his attack and is almost stabbed himself. Himuro then finally starts talking, stating that he was paid by someone in the group to do all of this, that someone being Saotome. Saotome tries to plead his case, but no one's convinced, and he's attacked immediately. While he's passed out, we see a flashback of him in his youth, remembering the crash that killed his best friend. After waking up, he's now been tied up, and it's revealed that Anzai has chopped off some of Himuro's toes. It's at this point that the group has fully lost all unity. Anzai starts beating Saotome, but he's seemingly unfazed. It's at this point that we really see both characters' strengths and how parallel they are to each other. Anzai with his physical strength but lacking the mental fortitude, and Saotome with his mental strength being unbreakable but lacking the physical side that Anzai has. They're interrupted by the sudden emergence of the monkey outside. With that, Volume 2 ends, and our team is down to 13 people, with Prez, Baba, Tsuji, and Terauchi all killed. Volume 3 picks up right where 2 leaves off, with the group getting ready to defend against the monkey's attack. It turns out though that this was all fake, and Miyata devised the plan to get Hayashi to pretend to be the monkey so that they could release Saotome. Saotome tries to take Himuro with him, but Himuro instead alerts Anzai that he's trying to escape, which forces him to leave before being able to properly prepare. Although safe from Anzai, he now has another problem to deal with. He's left to run away in the freezing cold weather with no shoes. While the group takes a breather, the monkey decides it's the perfect time to attack, but this time something unexpected happens. Saotome appears to deliver a brutal counterattack. After stabbing the monkey with the same arrow that was shot at the president, Saotome and the monkey end up falling off the edge of a cliff. Everyone is led to believe that Saotome has died, but luckily enough, he's managed to survive with only a few scrapes and bruises. Strangely though, the monkey is nowhere to be seen. We're also introduced to Tanaka, who until now is presumed to have been killed in the first monkey attack. He explains how he managed to get away, and the two realize they have to climb back up the mountain. We also see the introduction of 2 new characters with Volume 3, Mitsuru and Kaoru Yagi. The survivors confuse them for the rescue team, but in reality they are a brother-sister duo of mountain climbers. Mitsuru takes out a phone to contact the authorities about what's happened, but Himuro uses the opportunity to snatch the phone and try another escape attempt. Unfortunately this time, as he's caught, he sends the only phone they had flying off the edge of the cliff, leaving the group once again unable to contact anyone for help. After explaining the situation to the pair, they tell the group that they've not heard anything about them being missed, and that the authorities are not currently investigating their disappearances. This leads everyone to a horrifying conclusion. The monkey has an accomplice within the group. After the revelation, Miyata, Hayashi, and Hasegawa make the decision that they would rather leave the group and try their luck out there than stay with them now that all trust has been completely broken. Anzai forces the rest of the group to choose, him or Miyata. Fuji tries to leave, but Izuka forces her to stay and shows her a hidden stash of food he's had this whole time. At this point, Fuji is now completely under Izuka's thumb. Miyata's group quickly makes it to the summit, but they make a devastating discovery. What they thought was the hard part of the mountain was only the beginning, and much, much worse was to come now that they had reached Mount Gansai. We pan back to Saotome and Tanaka climbing the mountain now, and ironically, both Saotome and Miyata seem to be sharing the same problem: their feet. Up until now, Miyata had been in professional clothing, and his shoes are not appropriate for the type of climbing they've been forced to do. This has led to severe damage to his feet. After enduring the pain, Saotome and Tanaka eventually get back up the mountain to where they can see the cabin again. Before being able to go to the cabin, Saotome recognizes Miyata's footprint and that there's some blood on it, prompting him to detour and go after him, concerned that something may have happened to his friend. Miyata's group reaches a portion of the mountain where the path is so slim that there are chains set up to get across. As they turn to see Hasegawa at the back, they are instead greeted to the monkey. With Hasegawa presumably killed, the group is forced to continue on the chain path, but due to the flimsy nature of the device, the three are flung off, all desperately clinging for safety. With the height advantage, the monkey starts throwing rocks down and hits Okajima square in the head, almost throwing him off the chain. Just as things couldn't possibly get worse, Saotome once again appears, having caught up to Miyata's group, and he's hungry for revenge. Volume 3 ends with the introduction of 3 new characters, and surprisingly 0 deaths to add to the kill count. With the 3 new members of the group and the brother-sister duo and Tanaka, we're now left with 16 people. Meanwhile, Tanaka has arrived at the cabin, dehydrated and exhausted. He tells the group how Saotome is still alive, which completely stuns them. Miyata and Saotome go on the attack, but surprisingly, the monkey decides to jump down the chain. Saotome has the genius idea to stuff his jacket with rocks to create a boulder and directly hits the monkey this time. The monkey scrambles to continue holding on to the chain, and as Saotome goes down to save Okajima, the monkey attempts a kamikaze-type tactic to try and kill both of them with it. Saotome manages to jump off, but with Okajima stuck, Miyata has a new plan. It's to bring both Okajima and the monkey up to him. Okajima, noticing the situation, decides to sacrifice himself to save everyone. In his final moments, just like the president, he smiles at Saotome, giving his life to save them all. And with that, the monkey is finally dead. Back at the camp, a new problem arises again. Someone has stolen one of the few bottles of soda left. With this, Anzai has finally cracked. Now, he will force them to work together through unity and commitment. Before he can do anything, Himuro proclaims he saw Sato steal the soda. As she goes to prove her innocence, she realizes somehow that the soda has been placed in her bag. In a moment of disbelief, shock, and confusion, she attacks Tanaka, proclaiming he was the one who planted it. Before she can do anything, she's captured and tied up, leaving a brand new victim for Anzai to torture. In desperation, Sato yells out that Fuji was in fact the thief. Izuka defends her, but Anzai forces her to torture Sato, The fear of what Anzai might do to her gives Fuji the drive to hit Sato, but immediately she caves after the first hit. Suddenly, the group is interrupted once again, this time by what seems to be another monkey. Anzai attacks, and hearing the scuffle, the brother-sister duo come in. Their excitement and curiosity is cut short as Kaoru is stabbed from behind, instantly killing her. This reveals the group's worst nightmare, a third monkey. After killing Kaoru, the monkey with the spear instantly stabs Kuroki, killing him. Furious at the lack of help, Anzai unleashes his rage on the group. Sato is also filled with anger, as no one even attempted to help her during the attack. Seemingly desperate, Anzai makes a deal with Himuro that he'll let him go for information. It's here that he admits to killing Tsuji. It turns out Himuro was diverting expenses for himself, and that Tsuji, once finding out, was blackmailing him with that information. He also reveals that Sato was indeed innocent, and that Tanaka was the one who stole the soda. During all of this, Mitsuru, having just seen his sister die, is in complete disarray. Back with the other group, Saotome's feet have reached a critical point, and he started showing signs of hypothermia. After taking some time for himself, Mitsuru rejoins the group in the cabin and decides that they will not sit around like ducks anymore, and they have to force their way out of this hellhole. Miyata attempts to go look for help and returns even worse for wear, but now, luckily, he's come back with Mitsuru. Finally, we see 3 monkeys peering at them from the distance. With that, Volume 4 ends, and our kill count for this volume consists of Kuroki, Okajima, and Kaoru, leaving 13 of the group remaining. With the conclusion of Volume 4, we will also be concluding the first part of Monkey Peak's dissection. Keep your eye out for Part 2, and also comment your thoughts so far. All the advice and feedback on the previous videos have been amazing, and I truly appreciate all of it, as it helps me create better content for you guys in the future. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like, follow, and subscribe, as it helps the channel grow. I look forward to seeing you all in the next class, and until then, keep your scalpels clean and forceps ready for Part 2 of the dissection.